Good morning. Frankie is on a clean bed. Dirty dogs. You can't have anything nice. Can't have anything nice. It's true. And I can't have one of those dogs you can't let on furniture or on bedding, because it's one of my favorite parts of having a dog, is have them cuddle up with you. But it's true, having them indoors is a lot more work. January 26th. Do more than just read the action plan. Study it, memorize it. Let the ideas sink in. In this book, we'll go back to it again and again. It takes a lot of repeating to undo years of addiction thinking. Expect to have a few rough days. Don't just forget that. If you'll keep on working, keep on learning, keep on doing, the rough period will pass and the good days will come. Don't make losing weight a chore, or stop drinking, or stop gambling, or stop raging, or stop self-pity. Schedule non-food rewards when you've earned them, or non-alcoholic, we'll fill in the blank, non-shopping. And don't miss taking them. Rewards help you maintain a strong drive toward your goal. Give yourself a positive reward today, like recreation, a new gadget, or anything you really want. Keep your motivation and to win high. Take the rewards you earn. That's good advice, because you've heard me talk about neural pathways over and over again. There's just no way to easily retrain the neural pathways. I know there are a lot of people who say they can, and I can tell you that those ways don't usually work that easily. They don't, and I'm sorry. Like the EMDR with the light going by, that's not an overnight thing. That's weeks of intense therapy that takes, and then it may or may not work for you. Tapping works really well. Sometimes within the first few times, you can YouTube that and get that information. It works really well. A lot of things, stop thought, change thought, work really well. But you have to be consistent, and you have to use it, because new things come up that are sort of pseudo-connected, kind of like a spider web. We have a lot of experiences that are very similar, but you would think we're different, and they're really not. My skin has been so dry, and I've been using castor oil consistently, so it's helping. It just feels so good to massage anything. Anything that's the slightest bit moisturizing in. I don't enjoy some of the process and time-consuming parts of makeup, but I enjoy the outcome. That's the truth. I have so much makeup to choose from. That's the truth. I quit buying makeup. I quit buying a lot of things on Temu. And now I'm just ordering some eyeliner and eyebrow. I'm going to experiment with some eyebrow stuff. From Amazon. So that's good. Well, I really rubbed that in when I rubbed my lips together, and it went way over my lip line. Ugh. Hold on. Did you order yourself something to eat?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Thank you.
We're headed to get it.
Okay, drive careful. So, repetition is key. So how y'all doing? Thank goodness for castor oil. I'm so glad I found it. That, and you know what? Vaseline is making a comeback. If you wet your hands and put a dab of Vaseline on your hands and rub it in really good, it's wonderful. And it's not greasy. If you just put it on straight, of course, it's going to be greasy. Oh, goodness. Yes, it looks silly. I don't care. I'm using that goop lip stuff that I just put on because it feels so good. And I've been working my butt off, getting ready for my friend to come to get the house in shape, and then one thing leads to another, and I've had this to-do list that's insane. And I have an electrician coming to hopefully put a plug in so I don't have to run a drop cord. It's one of my dreams come true. I've been waiting a long time for, so I'm hoping this guy works out. I really do. Calm and collected. Calm and collected. I've got some shows I want to catch up on. I started catching up on them last night. So that was fun. That was a lot of fun. I like certain shows just to see how other people live. It doesn't necessarily mean it's helpful to me personally, but it can be helpful to me professionally. And some shows are just that and entertaining. So I was watching RuPaul's Drag Race. I watched 2 episodes of that last night. So fun. And I can learn different things on how to talk to certain clients by watching that show. So that's a win-win. And as the divine divine intervention, I had an old client touch base with me who is considering detransitioning. And thank goodness they didn't get the surgeries. I had basically, because I could tell, I mean, in some clients it's easy to tell, and some clients it's not. So you have to be very gentle with them. Because when somebody has childhood trauma and they haven't had a chance to explore their teenage years with a supportive, loving adult, you know, they have all this trauma from being parented by people who just didn't know how to be what some people would call a good enough parent. You know, they're just lost in the world. And when you have society this last few years encouraging people to fight the system and rebel using your sexual orientation, it can be devastating to the way somebody's maturing. And that's what happened with this situation. And it was easy to tell from the very beginning what was going on. We just have to be patient with some people to kind of come around, and that's what's going on. They're afraid of what their transitioning LGBT plus community is going to think of them, and that's too bad. That's where some of the real sad parts are, because they don't know how to navigate saying, surprise, I changed my mind. You know, they don't know how to do that. And that's, you know, it's sometimes just like transitioning, your friends' circles will need to change so that you can get the support that you need. Yes, you're seeing me put on my eyeshadow like a cave person. I don't care. Frankie's pouting. It's okay. Are you pouting? Are you pouting? Oh, he is shedding something fierce. I don't understand it. I really don't. It's not fair to me. I'm gonna have to brush the heck out of him before my friends come. I mean, hard. Not hard, but I mean, it'll be hard to just do it as long as I need to, because I get so bored with it. I do. I'm just being honest. I get bored with it. That's all right. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do when you have an inside dog. It's not like I can just put him outside. He would just, he would just be so emotional. Just break his heart. He's such a good boy too, so I don't want to put him out. I know, it sounds like I'm tempted. Why am I tempted? Because with the kind of cleaning I've been doing recently, hasn't just been for us. It's been for company. And they have dogs. So I haven't been overdoing it, but because I don't very often have company, I'm looking at it from the outside looking in. And I'm just looking at certain little things that I think, well, that little thing needs to be. So I'm doing all these other little things, plus keeping the floors and the mop boards fairly free of hair. I'm not a professional housekeeper, and really, I've only started cleaning my own house this last 7 years. Had various housekeepers when I first moved here, but they're undependable. They're very high priced, and they, once they've done a good job once or twice, after that it's all downhill. Seriously downhill. So it's just like, well, I'm working a day less per week than I used to. So which is helping me stay on top of some house cleaning and some of my paperwork, which I was always falling way behind on. You know, there's always that threat of inspectors. That threat has always been there. Although I've only been inspected once. And that was from a trigger the state got from a competitor who was jealous that I was doing so well and didn't understand why. So they said I was running a treatment center, an unauthorized, unlicensed treatment center, which is different than being a therapist. Because when you're running a treatment center, there's so many other rules and regulations to go by. So, I mean, even if it's similar treatment than you do individually, they like to get their licensure money. So it's under a different license. Also, because you can be affiliated, they want you licensed in this particular way if you're going to be affiliated with employers who want a treatment instead of just therapy. I don't know. Anyway, it didn't apply to me, and the inspection didn't last long. But they shut down your whole business. You can't work while you're being inspected. So that company who did that, they got kind of a mark against them down at the state level, which is too bad. I think they've since retired. This was a long time ago. So, you know, none of my business. It quit being my business when they pulled that. They used to be friends of mine years ago. Anyway, the wife was. So I was pretty disappointed. Oh, my nose has been so dry. I've been blowing my nose a lot because of allergies. And I've been using Retin-A to help with my hair, my hairline. It's helping a little bit. Look at all that baby hair. Look at all that baby hair. You can see the baby hairs. It's not a bunch, but it's when they get a little longer, it's gonna be right. I'm so glad. You know, there are some people who say alopecia is permanent, but there are a lot of people who, if they reduce their stress level and use different, like castor oil and Retin-A, it can really be helpful. So, that's good. I'm going to attempt to go ahead and straighten my hair. If I don't get too sweaty between now and time for my visitor, then I won't have to mess with my hair. And I've got some busy days at work between now and the time they get here. So if I do this now while I have time, I've been in the office all morning, you know, and it's tax time. I had to answer some questions for my tax guy, and turns out that I may have written the wrong number by accident on reporting how much I paid my biller. I don't remember how much he said I paid. It was like, why is there such a difference with this? And when my income was the same, or I don't know what it was, but anyway, I just dug out some information to help with that. And I don't know if y'all have any investments like Roth IRAs or TSPs, but I was told to just invest the money and don't even look at it. If I didn't want to be in there wheeling and dealing and keeping track, and if I was too upset by what I was losing or too excited about what I was gaining and wanting to pull it out, that I needed to just leave it there until I absolutely need it. Because I get too worried about it. Which is the truth. I do get too worried about it. So I've decided, since I'm 62, I'll be 63 this year, that I would go ahead and take a look at it so that I knew where I was at and what would it take if I, for some reason, wanted to pull out some money. Because I have this fear. Not fear, but concern that my water heater and my AC are going to go out at the same time. Which means trouble, because they are both original to the house. Yeah, and the house was built in the 60s. So they're pretty old. They have definitely done their job. And I don't want to replace them until they're dead. But if they both go out at the same time, I'm thinking, what are my financial options, you know? That's all I'm saying, is I want to know what my options are. That's all. So I go in there to look, and for some reason, I was depositing money in USAA. And then when USAA decided to get out of the business, they sold all the accounts to Les Schwab. And if you wanted to do something different, you were supposed to let them know. And I thought, well, Les Schwab is okay. I'll just let them do it. Well, when they did it, they put any money that I was investing in every check I was writing to them. Back then we wrote checks. I haven't invested in a while because my move, I didn't have the extra money that I wanted to spend because we towed my car wrong. I had to buy a new car. The deductible, I like keeping my cars forever. So the deductible, or the money they gave me for it being totaled, didn't cover the price of a whole new car. So that was pricey, plus remodeling the house, because I couldn't stand it the way it was. I couldn't. There was no way I was going to live here if it hadn't been remodeled. Just no way. Oh, I got mixed up. My hair got mixed up. Dang it. Okay. So found out the money I was investing was just going into some kind of holding. So none of that money that I put in for several years was in an account that would make money. You believe that? I was heartbroken. I was so upset. So I've been making lots of phone calls trying to learn about the investments. And I don't like that kind of work. So dinner's here, or lunch is here, so I'm gonna have to let you go, and I'll have to finish my hair later. So anyway, don't be like me and just ignore things, because you never know what's going on. You need to go and check, find out where your money's at, try to get it put in a situation that's going to help you, or at least be safe in your investments. I like to play it safe, but I wanted to at least make 5% or 10% if possible, because taxes are 20% when it was part of the TSP. That I had another account in. Yeah, I found out that was crazy. I don't know. So I'm still figuring it out. I feel a little lost with it, but I'm going to review it again as soon as I get some time and space. All right. That's it. Just wanted to check in. Hope you're all doing well, staying warm. Oh, it's so cold out. It looks beautiful out, but boy, is it cold. So I want to say hi to Plum and ABF and Rose and Denise and Janet and Vanessa. Who am I missing? Who else sent me an email? Gosh darn it, I'm sorry. Please don't be mad at me. My brain is getting wore out. I need a couple of days off, but starting tomorrow, I am booked for a day and a half, and then my friend comes in. Yay! All right. Love y'all. Bye for now.